What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I can't help myself but say I'm back with some Age of Mythology retold action. It is Wrath of the Gods retold grand finals shenanigans here. We've been waiting 4 weeks for this moment. In the right-hand corner of the map, in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is Themista.
On the other side, it's his bestie, the guy he trains with. Man, they have to face off in the finals. That's always a bittersweet moment, but I think Recon is ready to change his fate. As Ra going in, do you think he can take down Themista this time?
Well, he's got the god to do it right now. In terms of just raw bonuses, taking out everything else, taking out minor god choices, selections like that, taking it out skill, taking out everything else. If you just put the units into an editor and you put them into each other, well, Ra is going to come out on top. So that does put the ball into Mister's court right here. He's got to make something happen. He's got to find an advantage somewhere, somehow. Now, he does have a couple of differences that give him some advantages. So, for one, he does have himself access to Nephthys. Nephthys is a big timing push sort of god, minor god. You get access to Ancestors Eclipse with Bast as well, and then you can also start mixing in those Scorpion Men, which can be really, really potent. Following that, he's also got Thoth. So there's all of these big timing situations that Recon's going to have to defend himself against.
That's exactly right. And you know, this is really back-to-back stuff that Ra just doesn't have access to. You gotta play so much more conventionally when you go as him. I'm really curious as to what Recon's possibilities are going into this. Fundamental wise, I think Mista is just a little bit better, right? Like he's got the more experience in both AOM and RTSs in general, especially in the high pressure tournament environments. Mista did esports for a long time. Recon is rather new to it, but he did good in AoE 4. Faced off against Mista there a bunch of times as well. So, you know, maybe this is his time to break out. He's certainly capable of doing it here and there, but to consistently in a best of 7, that would be a first for him.
Yeah, for sure. But the one thing here going for Recon thus far is, I think he's had a fairly dominant performance thus far in this sort of main event. I don't think he's even been threatened yet.
Oh no.
He's
First
just been dominating everyone. Yeah, the first qualifier, he just won it. So far through the main event here, I feel like he definitely hasn't a 5-game series, neither is Themista, but he's won some 3-0s and he's been looking really, really strong. But nonetheless here, we're talking about it a little bit pre-game. Recon, he's going for Bast. And so too is Themista though.
They're cat people. Are you a cat person, Boyd?
Yes.
Great.
I like Bast too. I like Bast too. The reason why I like Bast here for Ra is that, you know, it helps you deal with that first timing problem. It also helps you clean up all the obelisks on the map. You can already see them coming through. Mr. is so good at just getting line of sight. He picks up a relic here. He's going to be taking that back. It is Pandora's box. That's going to help a lot with his myth unit spammage here. But beyond this, you know, Recon, he doesn't have to go for just mass camels. He could go for mass Batsukos here as a completely different angle to kind of hold whatever the Mister's going to throw at him. However, we are seeing the Mister throwing a second town center down. And it's going to be 2 town center gameplay here, it seems.
And so is Recon, but excuse me, where's the priest? Oh, the priest was right there. Okay, sorry. I didn't see it. Okay, so that's going to get empowered as well. His base is being empowered at the same time for this whole time, which is really great news.
Did see a priest getting sniped down there as Mister's managed to cut that one off. He's still getting more line of sight. He's still checking everything out. Seeing a top relic here. Charon's Obel, not going to be that useful. Not a terrible relic to pick up because anything is better than nothing, but Looks like Mr. is going to finish his town center first. Recon takes the slower route by empowering this one up with the priest, but as you said, with that empowerment in the main base, you got a lot more resources for it. An interesting decision, though.
He's also picked up the Titan's Treasure, which is going to help him with his age up times. Just spending a little less resources on that stuff. What other relics are we going to find? There was the Tower of Cestus. That's a lot less interesting than the Titan's Treasure. You said about the Karen's Obol, but something was picked up by Themista. That's Pandora's Box for cheaper myth units, which is going to play very nicely into additional Sphinxes if he wants to go that route.
Yeah, they're 14 favor, down from 18. 14.
Absolutely sick.
Let me say that one more. 14 favor. Are you kidding me?
So cheap.
And the what are they called? The Scorpion Men, and then they go down to like 22 favor. Or 22.5 favor. I don't know how that's rounded. Or you can make Batsukos as well, which are crazy cheap as well. So many options. This Recon getting a little bit aggressive here. He's trying to push forward, trying to snipe down that Sphinx, but there's a Pharaoh on the front here. That's going to force Recon to need to retreat away. Trying to snipe down the priest there on the back. Good micro, good healing shenanigans here as well. But it's looking like with that Pharaoh on the front, Mister's going to be able to hold here fairly easily, and Recon's going to have to pull back as everyone gets their healing shenanigans on.
Wait, is Recon not going to bother upgrading his Sphinxes, seeing that Mister got his myth unit relic? It's probably not worth engaging in that kind of fight. Instead, he's got all these priests. He's ready for the Ancestor's Eclipse with that, and then he's going so back. All right. Super camels.
Yeah, so back. I mean, he can go for the camels if he wants. But it's not just the camels. It's also the Batsukos to synergize with that Eclipse. It's also going to be Locust to try and tank out a whole bunch of HP. And you can synergize Locust with Eclipse as well. That technically, well, not technically, the Locust is actually a myth unit in terms of the damage. So Eclipse is not only going to speed the Locust up, but also get you more damage on that.
Unfortunately, the Locust moves faster during that, so you also negate some of that.
Yes, if the villagers, if the unit stands still, you're gonna get and lose. But if it's on the path, it can be, yeah. It's all different, you know. You have to account
it really
for
depends
all
on what
these
you're doing. So if the villagers retreat in the same path, then you'll nab them good.
Yeah, oh, a couple of Sphinx coming down to the bottom side. They do see a priest here going to be able to smack that one down. There's another priest coming in, and Mister says, all right, let's retreat back. A couple units coming up to the top side. Sphinx gets half HP before retreating away. And all of a sudden, Migdol's coming down for the Mister. He's got himself a third monument already on this front position to just defend this against any sort of god power. And we've already got Mister clicking up through Thoth here.
Wow. Who needs units? Wait, he's making units. I thought he would just straight go to Mythic, but no, that's not going to be the case. A little bit of respect shown to Recon. His Migdol is a lot later, and he's like all walled up and turtled up. Not a very good defensive location of the Migdol, but at least nobody's going to touch that. Camels.
At this point, right, we're already seeing Recon starting to build the camel riders. He's got one Migdol down. I don't know if he's looking to go to the next stage or not, but he's just spamming units out. And this is going to mean Mister is going to be able to get to the next stage very, very quickly. He's a little bit short on the food as he's trying to drop a market down to maybe buy the rest of it or whatever, but he does seem like quite a ways. Oh, it's just about, it needs 2 more food. There he goes. Okay. Cloth coming through.
Okay. Now we'll see what the market is for. Maybe just preparing for the eventual trade switch, which is going to be in a million years. Or never. Depending on how this game goes. Recon never actually made a second Migdol as far as I can see. Nor has he been empowering his gold mine, which is really weird because he's got all these extra priests. That is a lot of lost resources for sure. And he himself wants to go mythic, right? So every resource does count here. Also, so far, no god power shoes, but that's about to change.
Oh, yeah, he's going straight in. He's trying to get some value here. Ancestors gets dropped down. And Recon is just going to have to retreat away.
No Eclipse.
But, you know, Thoth, that just means Thoth is going to be here. It's going to, there's no real stopping it at this point. I mean, where are the weaknesses right now in the Mister's base? He's got some villages on the home town center. He's got the double Migdol of this position with villagers chopping wood there as well. There's that wood line there that potentially Recon could raid, but that's about it.
Boyd, I think these minions scouting are actually not gonna get vision for Meteor because they're gonna expire before Todd finishes up. So Mista has to send out some real scouts.
He found some villages though. That's gonna be nice. Does he kill one?
It's not bad. At least idle time.
10 HP. Nope, they're dead.
At least some idle time. It's not bad. Just needs to send out the camel to find some targets, which he's doing.
Camel Riders coming through. That heroic mythic age is in now, but where do you drop the meteor? Is this something you have to use straight away? You just get yourself that Valley of the Kings and it just doesn't matter. It looks like that's what he's going to be going for the time being. Well, Recon, on the other hand, is just trying to get Mythic Age. If he gets Mythic Age, he's going to have that Son of Osiris. He's going to have those stronger Camel Riders. I do see copper weapons coming in. Champion Camel Riders on the way. There is going to be a timing here for the Mister. If he has Champion Camel Rider and Recon doesn't, then that means that the ISIS Camels will start winning.
He would also have the numbers for quite some time, and you know how Meteor works. If you give it enough targets, it will just kind of hit everything. So, hitting a gold mine location during a fight where Recon has all his camels there as well as villagers and a Migdol, all of that might just get blasted by Meteor there.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like Mister is just trying to send Camel Riders out looking for a Meteor, but Recon is everywhere here denying line of sight, and there's the Meteor going to come down onto this position, trying to take out some villagers. This is actually reminding me very much of Rappel versus Recon earlier. I think I saw that matchup, and this is exactly the Meteor we saw. It didn't even kill off a Migdol stronghold. That value was incredibly low.
That's almost nothing. Like, you just repair that Migdol and everybody's happy. A bunch of camels died, sure, but I don't think Recon cares that much. They will be regenerating as well thanks to the Dark Water upgrade. So that's all kind of neat. Behind this, he's got himself some good stuff, like Son of Osiris. That can hold its own for a while. And all that Recon really needs is Champion Camels as well as Desert Wind. Once he has all those... he only has one monument, so Desert Wind will be a while. But once he has that, his camels are far superior to Mista's.
Yeah, and I mean, Mister's going to attempt to break through here. He's got... Oh, man. Recon's got so many priests here to just remove that Phoenix from existence.
Never got to use Eclipse. What's Mista going to do with that?
Yeah, no Eclipse. That's... I mean, what are you saving it for?
Next game.
He has to turn and take a fight soon. Both players are at full population. The only thing is here for Recon is he's lost himself his second monument. So that Desert Winds is going to take quite some time to actually come through.
Still just 20 favor.
Away, right?
This is a 30 favor cost for that. Yikes.
Meanwhile, Son of Osiris in onto this position here. He's seeing the Locust and Eclipse going in to try and hold on this spot.
And the army there successfully. Look at all those corpses. Wow.
Yeah, everything gets absolutely destroyed on that spot. And now Mister is all of a sudden down to 150 population.
Yeah, Recon's done that super nicely. Now he just needs to find a good little target to get some more value out of this little advantage before Mista pumps out too many camels and is once again equalize, but hey, the Son of Osiris is baiting these boys, and plenty of camels are around to be his meat shield. He deals divine damage, that 68 is actually irresistible. Just like Boyd.
You stop it. Oh, Mister, he is in a very tough position right now. He's almost cleaned up the Son of Osiris. He must be at like half HP now, but Mister's now moving up to a top town center potentially to grab. He's got that gold mine up here, trying to move up to the top gold mine as well. Camel Rider's going to clean up all of what's remaining here for the Mister at this point.
Wow, look at that gold mine up top. It's completely full of stuff. If Recon finds that, it's a jackpot. There's no rescuing yourself from that one, but right now
he's only
chilling
just
in the middle.
not spotting it. He's only just not spotting it with that obelisk there. Little bits of raids will be helping out. The Mister is just going to try and find his way back into this game. There are a lot of Scorpion men coming through here for the Mister, and this is something that definitely can help. If you can clean up the majority of these priests, these Scorpion men, they definitely do something on these fights, but you have to kill off all of those priests first. The Son of Osiris can be coming back in here.
Oh boy. Yeah, the Scorpion Man would have been great, but they're all gone already. That's how many priests Recon had. Plus the Son of Osiris itself is a bit of a Giga Chad. Taking down so many camels. This is so efficient for Recon. 205 population against 126. Man, what can Mister do from here? This is rough. And I think Recon's gonna find the jackpot spots.
Yeah, he's sending out all those camels up to the top side of the map. He's checking the gold mines, and that is going to be a very, very sad gold mining ISIS here. As Recon pulls his camel riders back, he's still got that Son of Osiris perfectly defended on this spot. The priest hugging him. Great control from Recon. Meanwhile, at the top, Mister not even reacting to the villagers at the top. He's going to look up here very momentarily and go, "Oh, all my guys are dead." And he says, GG, as Recon takes game number 1.
Beautifully done by Recon. He really needed this little win to start off the series with some energy. And now maybe he can show Mister who's been boss this whole time. Just holding back, but no more.
Yeah, it was just a really, really nice strategy here from Recon. There was almost nothing that the Mister could do after he decided to go 2 town center. That's why I think when I started this one off, I was like, just 1 town center fast heroic with a big timing push makes a lot of sense here. Sure, you got to deal with all the priests, but like then the Ra is the one who has to deal with something nice and quick. But we don't see it here, and I mean, we kind of were talking about it. If you just if the game gets to the point where you've got through all your big power spikes, Meteor, Ancestors Eclipse, then the Ra units just carry. And we saw that in a big way with that military kill loss, 150 to 50.
3-to-1 ratio, guys. We can do some math on stream, not all of it, but some of it. Very impressive, definitely, and shows the power of Ra in this matchup in particular, but also in general. Recon's doing super nicely with that.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game number 2 in the right-hand corner of the map in the blue color, playing as his pride and joy, Zeus. It is Zeus reincarnated himself. No, it's not. It's the Mister.
Recon, on the other hand, playing the old man, the old man's old man, in fact, Grandpa Oranos.
And we also do see a cheeky little bolt here to kick this game off. Seemingly very standard. Able to take out one of those oracles. Slow down that favor generation in the early stages of the game there. And Mister already just scouting out on the bottom of the map. I'm always interested in how players approach these sorts of things. I think it's super important to try and check where the fish spawns are. And if you can see that with your scout, that's the best sort of situation for you, because you know where to send your villagers to drop that second dock.
yeah, very important for sure. So Atlantean has a little bit of an advantage there with the extra line of sight over time. You end up wasting a lot less of your villagers walking. And you know, as far as water maps go, I like the Murmillo option, Boyd. We've spoken about the whole thing around spamming Promethean. Not gonna lie, I just don't see it as much, but maybe that's a mistake by the players. Either way, what water lends itself to is having a lot of food. You have a lot of food, then Murmillo heroes are not a problem. You back them up with some Caladria, and you've got healable units now on the front line, ready to raid, ready to cause bleeding damage. If they catch some villagers, they'll probably be in trouble as well with Uranus' speed bonuses. Prometheans just don't have all that, although they have the punching power for sure.
Yeah, the Prometheans are mostly there as a replacement to the Murmillo.
Yeah. Yep. They also cost food, so you know the economy lends itself to it, but I think the flexibility of the Murmillo is worth a lot as well. And then you want to have the Caladria anyhow to keep those alive for a long, long time. Then you go into Heroic through Theia, and you've got the birds. Full Air Force ready to go. I think that's potent also.
Yes, indeed. Well, there is the other thing that if you use the Mr. Strats against him, maybe he's got an idea to defend against it. I was watching a game of Magic playing against Mr. earlier, and Mr. went for the Promethean strat. I feel like Magic could have maybe just gone Mythic Age, and then he would have had access to Bellerophon, and then all of a sudden the Prometheans looked very, very silly against Lightning Storm and a Bellerophon jumping, kill everything else off.
Yeah, that does not work.
So I would be somewhat scared, and I think Recon somewhat knows this as he's going Oceanus here. Mr. on the other hand, 4 Dock going to be coming up here onto the top side of the map. He's got fishing ships moving all out across, and he's kind of missed that fish. This is... Wait, has he not really scouted it? I didn't. This is something that I think you absolutely have to do. You just have to take the smallest of L's with your fishing ships, with one fishing ship, and you just send it scouting. And you can send it scouting up to spot the fishing spots, and then you're just never going to miss anything. Whereas Mr. here, he runs around to the side, he's just trying to find something, and it's just not, he's just not able to find it. But he does find a spot close to some fish on the top corner here.
But do they have a war
Recon's
here?
Already there.
What's the deal with the corner docks? I don't understand. Like, even Recon didn't need to go that far. There was another trio at least. Or he could have gone south, which is a lot safer. And closer to the main base, most importantly.
Exactly. Well, now we got a military barracks.
Bro, it's a naval war. I'm losing my mind. Not seen that the entire tournament. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, there's going to be a Bream out. Recon says it's time to get a little bit of pressure in. And Mr. is going to be reacting to this immediately with his own Juggernaut.
Noise.
And then Recon is going to be reacting to that with his own fire ship.
You know, actually, these naval wars are pretty good in Resold. I think. I enjoy them a lot. I don't even hate Mediterranean.
You have to think about them a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of dynamic and back and forth.
And then, exactly, yeah. Well, nonetheless, on the land, Mr. is getting himself Sarissa straight away. He's getting 2 hoplites out. Recon, on the other hand, not going to be producing all too much just yet, just focusing in onto this water harassment.
No response to the Byreem just yet. Oh, well, there is a Juggernaut.
Oh.
He's distracting quite a bit.
On the back here could be very, very nice to get the health back, but like a Pentaconta is on the way here, and that's going to put a stop to that. But another fire ship on the way here as well. That's going to put a stop to the Juggernaut.
Oh, we got
Down
the
on the bottom
carnivore
side of the map, we
abuse.
do have a big carnivore getting some big damage onto that juggernaut. Get back in here, he says, as Mr. does pull back.
And even hurt the fishing ships a little bit with that tentacle, but the range is not quite infinite. It's as far as it gets. Dude, Recon's cleaning up on the water. This guy is pretty good at this, isn't he?
Yeah, part of the reason why this is working is we're seeing 2 servants coming out from Recon. That's wild.
I've never seen
He
this
absolutely
before.
has to. No.
Is this what's happening in the scrims? I want to watch them all now. How much do we pay?
Well, this is just so much healing. And they do have 3x versus myth units. They might be somewhat of an answer to potential Skylar coming through here as well, as a couple of Murmillo are starting to build up here for Recon.
All those hoplites are just picking the dock apart. Mr. has had enough. No more naval war for Recon, he says.
Yeah, get out of there. But while that's also happening, like Recon is also cleaning up, so there's no navy for the Mister either. And
true.
with those hoplites all being up at the top side of the map, Recon could move into the main base of the Mister and actually get some serious damage done. He's got Shockwave. Shockwave raids on villages are very, 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 very potent.
Oh, by the way, the Caladria burst heal does work on the ships, guys, so you can get back hundreds of health in just one go. Several Caladria on water would be probably quite devastating.
Yep. Sniping down a hoplite in the center of the map here.
Whoa,
Mr.
whoa,
has to pull
whoa.
back. He has managed to click up through Dionysus, though.
We got 6 Murmillo heroes. All at once.
Yeah.
But you guys leave the relic there? Are you serious?
It's only Sharon's Oval. No one cares.
Yeah. If you don't lose villagers, it doesn't do anything. That's how your games ideally go.
That's how good these guys are. A couple of these Murmillo heroes now coming in, trying to catch off one hoplite. He's almost able to do so. Looks like, nope. Mr. manages to keep himself that one alive here, and Recon needs to pull back.
One hoplite on 8 health just makes me nervous.
Yes, it does. Oh. Minotaur helping the Murmillo get to safety. Nope, never mind, he's down.
Plenty of Murmillo heroes here to take care of the Minotaur, forcing out that restoration, which Mr. definitely didn't want to do just yet. But hey, he's up to heroic. He can do a bronze whenever. Not in a rush to, but it will be an option. Adding Hippospis now. We'll deal with the Murmillos very finely.
Yeah, but that Skylar is out. I mean, does the Skylar beat this many naval units here with the servants re-healing up? I think she'll probably get involved there to finish this off. Now 2 heads on the Skylar.
It's all
so
about
going to be a
damage.
very, very devastating fight to happen here.
It's not about the
3
kills.
heads now in as well.
Pullback micro getting added, but even that is not enough. The 3x versus Mifia, it's coming into play from the service, but they're just getting freaking free shot. Oh my good lord. Still, it does go down ultimately, though. Wow.
All right, so it turns out the servant is the counter. There you go. That's why they were there.
Some of them gave their lives, but that was a sacrifice Recon was willing to make. What about this fight, though?
Recon is pushing forward. He doesn't have the favor for a carnivore on this one.
Shockwave is here.
Wave is here. Bronze gets dropped down, though. Recon not going to be retreating back yet. He's already brought some villagers through. There's the Shockwave getting dropped down. Population differential here is very, very close, but those Murmillos seemingly getting some good damage done. But suddenly, Hoplites turn into Hippospis, and these Murmillo don't seem so scary, as Recon says, that's enough here, as he taps out. The bronze push too strong, and Recon doesn't want to play it anymore.
Yep, very understandable, especially that Hippospis switch just hit Recon like a truck. He did some stuff on the water, sure, but that costs him so many resources, boy. I'm just not sure it's worth it. It was really cool to watch, but Mr. just goes heroic and goes and kills him.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
end.
I've said this before, but I think if you just have to have something, you know, bronze is going to come. So maybe the answer needs to be put a sky passage down, have an escape route, and just run.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you just don't
could
fight
run
it.
away from.
Like you've got the speedy Mamillo, just run.
Sure, the bronze.
That's the only option you
can escape.
have.
Mm-hmm.
This works for flaming weapons. This works for ancestors. This works for restoration. Name it. You can always run. Tempest, it's all there. But Recon and everyone else seems steadfast on fighting bronze thus far. I'm surprised to see it, but nonetheless.
It was bad in the old game. It's great now.
Yeah, a quick game here as Mr. levels the series 1-1. 3 in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as Loki. His name is Themista.
On the other side of Kurlaugar, we've got Recon. He's gonna bring the good old traditional Hades. It's his trusty companion. What could go wrong?
Well, many things can go wrong here. A stray Iron respawn there, a stray Valkyrie spawn over here, a troll mass. There are some scary things in store for Recon in this game if he's not careful. Mister here already dropping that dock down onto the bottom. Going to be getting himself those fishing ships happening. No surprises there. You know, there is a little bit of talk about the idea of potentially just ignoring water completely some of the time, but these guys are saying that's not the way to go just yet. As he's just going to get that scouting, looking for some cows. Herdables here, I think, will matter a little bit for Norse.
Yeah, especially if the fish are just not enough in number, which they don't seem to be crazy high. As long as you hold on to water, this is plenty of income that's possible. Also, Mr. doing some nice efficient sharing off the ox cart between the gold miners and the lumberjacks, so that's pretty good stuff. Scout is gonna be the spy. Now we know.
There is one other idea here for the Mister that maybe hasn't been discussed.
Yep.
Fast heroic through Njord. Always an option. Just nuke the base. Your opponent's busy harassing your fishing ships, and then you go, hang on, wait a second, there's trees in my base.
True. Now Hades is reasonably equipped with sentinels to try and help there, but if your heroes are out of position, you're gonna be in trouble still.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's, one more larger picture problem for Hades. Your curse doesn't work on heroes. So Hersier-based Loki army is actually a lot of trouble.
There's another really interesting idea that is a little bit more cheesy, though I'm a big fan of the cheese, but you can actually just run your berserk down if you want, nice and early, and you can wall off the fish and prevent them from dropping into the dock.
It's evil, pure evil. I love it. You have to bring a villager to knife fight.
That's right. Don't tell anyone that that's a thing. That's for the next tournament.
Well, if the Ulfsark is the Berserk is in the middle of that, then you could just very quickly place those down. Build a little bit of health on every side, and then the villager can't get in. AoE 2 quick walling style.
Exactly. Well, temple coming up for the mystery. He's not gone for that second dock just yet. He's just looking like he's going for close to 9 fishing ships. He might move up and drop the dock a little bit later, but he'll be going to the next stage very, very shortly. Recon, on the other hand, he's got that dock at the top side of the map. He's got his temple already down. And he'll be heading, most likely, through Athena here in this game.
Oh my god, it's not Athena! I'm so excited already. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. That's my injection, Boyd. Is he? I
was literally about to say this. it most likely Athena, but the Ares route makes a lot of sense. Why? Early capacitist.
Yes. Give it. Bring it. That's why he's getting the extra gold, right? Tell me it's not for a TC. Tell me it's not for ships. It should be Hippospist.
I mean, he might be going for a town center. You can use pestilence straight away into the main base, stop any sort of production.
We just need the early Hippospist. Wait. Recon is building a granary for his fishing ship.
Why not? It's just a little bit of efficiency. It's cheaper.
I love
50
it.
wood. You know.
It's so good.
You've already got the dock there to garrison into. Makes perfect sense.
I've never seen this in a tournament, but it works. You can also take your cows to the dock if you want, but you know, some people like herd the huntables.
Recon's going for a stable?
No, that's fake news.
No, it's not. It's
right there. I know.
He's got a stable. I'm
feeling unstable
beyond
now.
confused. Recon's cooking up something here. He's got another military academy. He's got another stable. He's getting all the favor in.
What is this?
Is he going to go for Phobos' Spear of Panic hoplites, or is he going to go for Hippospist? That's the big question.
But then, what's the deal with the cav? Is that for the throwing axes?
Could be for throwing axes. Could be just to get prepared. No. I was going to say Phobos' Spear of Panic, get prepared for building Prodromus.
Okay, he is getting Deimos' Sword of Dread, so that will unlock the Hippospist and make him attack harder.
Yeah, this is always like the challenge for Norse, right? It's the challenge is how do you beat counter infantry? And then all of a sudden you go through areas and you've got counter infantry. So Hippospist Hippias at the moment. Recon is throwing the book out the window and he says, I'm just going to go for whatever I feel like going for.
Definitely didn't expect that Hippias, I'm guessing. Will Mr. react, however, or is he just pumping hers here? He will need to make more houses. A lot more houses.
The Mystery is constantly thinking. He is. You don't really catch the Mister out very often. Like he's gonna know what's coming for him. He sees a couple of hoplites. There's the pestilence coming through to deny that production. There's a lot of stuff getting produced here for the Mister. And this is going to slow him down in a big way as he's going to have to pull back into his main base now. Meanwhile, we're seeing some more ships coming into the fight here. Healing Spring getting dropped into the main base. Another house getting dropped over here as well.
Wow, that hammer ship got destroyed pretty quick. I don't think they're good for taking down docks because of all that firepower that the fishing ship's given. Look at this one. It's got 36 DPS. My goodness. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, the army now coming through here for the Mister. He's got a lot of units queued up here to try and fight. We'll see if he's going to be able to find this one. The Hippias now charging in after those thrown axemen on the back there.
Those retreats
There's not really an answer for those. This is a really, really big movement from Recon. That Cyclops is going to be going down incredibly fast. Iron respawn. That's going to be what he needs here.
Ooh, that suddenly changed the fight in its entirety. The Cav is now getting chased. He can once again go back to fishing as well. You know, Recon has the Hippospist, but they were a little bit late to the party. I'm not sure it was a good idea to take this fight early on. Maybe with the next wave, though, his fortunes will look a little bit different.
Yeah, oh, and the Iron Horn blow as the Ajax and Achilles gets taken down.
Big losses right
now,
there.
after the first fight goes, now the trolls start coming through. And while these 19 Hersa might not be Thor Hersa with the Hammer of Thunder, they're only getting 0.01 favor a second. Every 10 Hersa you have is 1 favor, or 0.1 favor a second, which is the same as a monument. So he's going to be now able to start producing those trolls at a similar rate at which you would potentially produce Wadgets, for example. And this is going to make life very, very challenging for this Hippospist army of Recon.
And one thing the Hippospis can do is actually pressure these docks a little bit without too much fear of retaliation, but they do need their backup. Not by themselves, they can't. The raiding cavalry are just going to be a little bit too much for them. Where are the cav? They hit the other dock and destroyed it, actually. Should be able to run away from there, too.
The Hearser are in. Recon going to retreat away. Another Myth unit spawn. Gets that Draugr in.
Looks like the Themista's interested in the heroic age already, and he's got the resources for it, unlike Recon. Very interesting. Bragi's clicked up, and Flaming Weapons is just going to be absolutely devastating. Boyd Hades doesn't have a good answer to begin with. You just have to be ahead and absorb it somehow. Maybe a wall or two to slow things down. I guess the absorption is coming from the fact that he's taking down his army right now. The heroes are going crazy on these trolls.
Yeah, this fight here is really, really good now for Recon.
Ooh, that was great.
As Mr. is just invested in the heroic age, he could have been full population army, but instead he's and with upgrades as well, instead he's invested in that heroic age, and Recon gets a little bit of a win here.
He needed that very much. The Themista's army is not on location. The Hippias are getting a great surround now on the Throwing Axemen. What Throwing Axemen? They're all dead. Can Themista actually hold on to dear life here? And then make good use of Flaming Weapons or not? I guess he's got enough stuff. And Myth unit spawns. Okay, the cav are dead.
Yeah, it's looking like it's working for the time being here for the Themista, as Recon needs to retreat back. He's got no real military in the bank. Themista's got himself a huge army here.
How do you stop it, Boyd? 42 population against 100, militarily speaking. Plus Flaming Weapons.
And Flaming Weapons. Yeah.
That's a yikes, right?
It's going to be a very difficult... Well, with the pacifist, if you can get a good engagement, at least on the Hearser, it could be okay, but you're reaching in a way as... I mean, Recon's got a lot of favor in the bank. He could be making some Cyclops as well, but he doesn't even want to see it.
Yeah.
He taps out. Mr. gets the dub as Loki dethrones the Greek supremacy on this map.
Well, that was an unfortunate turn of events for Recon. He really tried to do something cool, but just lost a bunch of the early engagements a little bit too much. And even though he had the units for a long time, they weren't together. They were all over the place, and he couldn't take the fight that he wanted.
Yeah, the first sort of engagement wasn't that bad for Recon, but he had a couple of those really important pacifists that just weren't quite in the fight, and he needed those counter units, I think, because he'd invested so many resources into them already in that Deimos' Sword of Dread. But you know, I think the thing is here, this sort of strategy and idea from Recon kind of says 1,000 things without saying anything at all, and that is he didn't go Athena here. Why? Probably because he's scared of whatever the mystery is going to pull out with the Loki against it. He knows that it's a tough matchup, and he wanted to pull something different, and it didn't quite work out for him. But nonetheless, Mr. up 2-1. It's a best of 7, and it begins here, ladies and gentlemen, in the top of the map, in the blue color, playing as Poseidon, currently up 2-0 in this best of... not 2-0, 2-1 in this best of 7 for the grand finals here. His name is Themista.
On the other side of the map, he needs your support in the red color. This is Recon. Our map is Land Unknown, which means anything could have happened. The players didn't know really the layout that they are gonna get. But it's basically Giga Alfheim, right? Like mega large cliffs. Blocking the entire
mega
way.
large, and they kind of, but it's marsh. Actually, is this Highland? Because it looks really nice. Whenever we played Highland, everyone complained about like the actual map layout, but it actually always looked beautiful, right?
Yeah, the texture does look a little bit like that. But in terms of what the map layout ended up being, it's like old Alfheim, but souped up a little bit, right? Like there's a lot of hunt actually still. So any complaints about Seth not getting his way are definitely not going to be the case. Very easy to wall here. TCs are easy to get. They also secure gold mines. Booby match maybe? But how easy it is to defend here, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, there's not really any way to stop this town center on the back here for the Themista to go up. He's got ceasefire, so if you want shifting sands onto it, he can just ceasefire, no problems.
True.
Double gold mine on the bottom side here, though, with a very, very tight choke point leading in. One wall and a couple of units behind there to defend. And this is going to be a very tough thing for Recon to break through.
Layers and layers of walls, and being Poseidon, you can make sandwiches out of it too. Just houses between the wall layers. Mista likes to do that, actually.
Yeah, yeah. What we see? Oh, a little bit of harassment there onto that. Onto the priest. This is
aggro the creep
a
cap.
known mechanic to some. This is kind of known. It's a thing. Yeah, basically any laming is allowed in this tournament. If you think like laming is totally fair game, because there's just so much stuff that you can do that if you just go ahead and say one thing's not allowed, then like what about this other thing? And what about this other thing? So a little bit of lame there, as Recon's gonna need a little bit more stuff, and he does decide to go through Anubis here.
Yeah,
There
you know,
you
the
go.
game anyway fixed a lot of the nonsense from the old one. There's no hunt delete, there's no crazy stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyways, the classical age comes through. Anubis versus Hermes here, as the Centaur's going to be making a swift movement across the map here. I mean, in terms of like what this map actually is, it's effectively mirrored.
Sorry, what?
Like the map is like in terms of resource placement, it's like effectively mirrored, right? Like both players have the same amount of gold, the same amount of food. I just saw a message in chat that it's not balanced. It's pretty balanced. Like
there's very slight differences, but really nothing to write home about.
Now, mate, Recon, he hasn't thrown up any barracks. Looks like he's going for a fast second town center here. He's walling this one up. Does have himself out and a Nubite, but only the one monument thus far. I'm sure he's going to be looking to drop even more of those later on.
You think these two Nubites could force a ceasefire? The heroes are going to be here, so very low chances, I guess.
Yeah, you could drop Plague of Serpents down on this spot to cause some issues, but it looks to me like Recon's going to be a little bit too slow to get up here.
Ah, man. Mista immediately spots the Anubites, so chipping away a lot of their health to begin with.
Yeah,
it's
just going to catch one.
Wow, dude. Not good.
Nice micro. Nice control, nice micro, nice everything there from the Mister. He's always one step ahead of you.
Very bad news for Recon. Wow, Mista did that so well. Plenty of hunt around, however, so even though an Anubite did die, you know, they're not that expensive. It's not the end of the world. It's the 15th favor that's really gnawing at you, I think.
Yeah, and it just kind of depends on what sort of strategy you're actually going for. Market going to be coming down here. Part of me feels like, you know, everyone thinks that if you go Anubis, you have to build Anubites. Part of Anubis is this technology in the temple called Necropolis, and you get yourself a whole bunch of monuments, and then all of a sudden you get Heroic Age, and now you've got a whole bunch of Scorpion Men. Or a whole bunch of Avengers.
Yeah,
or
that's hard to
there's
play
a lot
against.
there's a lot of other kind of angles to go with Anubis. The big thing I think that Recon wants out of this Anubis is actually that Serpent Spear. Knowing that he's playing against Poseidon, Poseidon likes to build those Hippias. But the walls are coming up, and it looks like we will be having ourselves a very, very defensive game here cooking.
Yep. These guys are going to be more than happy to just power up their economy, wall off a little bit, and go to the heroic age afterwards. Recon's already queuing up the good old Sekhmet, knowing that these raids with the Anubites probably aren't going to do much of anything. Mythista is ready anyway, and he's queuing up his good old Dionysus, so maybe my dreams of Super Hippeus are going to come real.
Well, yeah, I mean, this could be cooking up to be incredible late game if neither player can get in and actually deny gold mines, deny anything. You know, we might see ourselves 3 citadels and then Hetairoi spam. Oh, and the house is coming down here from Recon, away from his base.
Have you seen Hetairoi?
This is how you play around Earthquake.
Oh, sorry, what?
Pardon, say again?
No, you first.
Oh, I'm just saying that Recon playing around an Earthquake at the bottom of his base here with those houses. I feel like your statement is a little bit more interesting.
I mean, this is cool. I was curious about Hetairoi if you've seen them in a tournament environment, because, you know, obviously it will happen in your average ladder game sometimes, but tournaments?
You see them in free-for-alls.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen them in a tournament before.
Huh. I obviously experienced them a lot playing DM, but that's a different place.
Yeah, it might not be the best idea to do this against Set, who's got access to Horus.
Right. if you do go Tot, maybe it's an option. Like they trade okay into let's say camels. That's not terrible, or basic spearmen even, as long as they have some support with counter units. I would love to see
the wall
them.
coming up on this spot here. There's this little tactic that I love to use on like little choke points like this to prevent opponents walling it in, and that's to do a perpendicular wall down the middle, so you can't just wall it easily. But Recon's been trapped, and Mythista is going to get the wall up. But they can fight over that position pretty easily, I think.
That's what I would.
Coming down for Recon in the center.
So I would think as well, that we'll have some intense fighting in the middle.
I preferred the, but when I initially started doing this wall, I initially just called it the vertical wall, realizing that meant nothing. I went with perpendicular. A vertical wall. What does that even mean?
It goes to space, so you get your
That's right.
space elevator, basically.
Nope. Just going to be going for a pretty quick Artemis here behind all of this as the Bombo coming through for Recon. He's got some siege towers. He wants to put some pressure on. The Citadel Center comes down. Well, Scorpion, not Scorpion Man, but Scarab, well, a Scarab in here as well with this siege tower push could be pretty strong as we do see a little bit of a raid into the middle of the map there while Recon is ready to push. Mythista might actually have to click ceasefire here. He's got no defenses.
Certainly not ready for the siege towers and the Scarab. There's a bunch of units, but they're kind of out of position. The fast Artemis needs to make it. He needs this to work. Then again, Void.
This is the sort of timing that you need. Oh, little cheeky wall.
Nice.
You don't actually have, for those of you wanting to know, you don't actually have to build every single little chink on this wall. You just have to build the center, and that will build all of the side. So if you want to do like quick walls and block someone in, you can go and draw the wall and then right click in the center of it, and you'll get that quick wall off.
Snacks are in to help. The Scarab's still working. I don't think this TC will make it, but then also it will spawn you some militia if you're if you miss it, that's very
Recon
helpful
misclicks
here.
those. Recon misclicks those chariot archers. As the chariot archers, though, they're going to be able to take out those militia very, very quickly. A three-headed hydra is still waiting on this spot. Does end up getting, does get snapped down there as well. As then pretty quickly the centaur is going to go down as Recon slowly starting to make some movements through here, and Mythista is going to have to start making those peltasts very, very shortly. Recon grabbing himself a third town center now. He's looking like he's in the driver's seat, Nakamura.
It certainly does with the third up. And, you know, pumping stuff left and right. Themista is now heading to the main with the Pegasus, looking for that earthquake. It's well timed, but can he actually get one that's valuable enough? He will be destroying some free buildings and the TC, so is it that big of a deal? Maybe not, but it sure looks fancy.
Yeah, I mean, it's 550 gold, bit of idle time. The houses have to come back down. Recon's going to be throwing them up as fast as he can. He actually gets a granary down on both of these positions as well. I don't see the houses. Oh, he's already got the houses coming back up as well. Peltaster in for the Themista, but those chariot archers very, very good at taking those out when using that bone bow. As we see, Themista is forced to use bronze here, but Recon can just shoot and scoot all the way back.
Wow. Doesn't look like the pelters get too many shots off, and meanwhile they're getting pelted themselves. There's no ballistics, so as long as they run away, things are good. We're gonna see my best boy. It's Polyphemus. This time, he actually gets to play a role, right? It's not gonna get just kited and die, right? I'm always so worried about that.
See. Differential and villages will start to come through. We see the Chimera in the main base, though, here, Naka. As all those villages getting cleaned up. Recon not paying attention.
Wow.
He's too focused on the chariot archer here. And he's still, I don't think he's, maybe he has paid attention now.
Well, he's running them away at least, but there's a lion as well to help out. Next fire stream's nearly ready to go. Priests are here.
We see some priests coming over to come and defend, but the damage is already done. Recon, he was in a great spot here. He's now going up through Thoth, so he will have some sort of power moving forward as this Chimera sneaking around. It knows there's a gold mine over here. It is running up onto that spot. He's going to get even more value here. The Super Chimera. The hero Chimera in this game.
There's nothing here to spot it either, so it's just gonna surprise Recon so badly. Ouch.
Damage. It's a barbecue, but it's a villager barbecue. Chariot Archer's still trying to push forward, and Mr. is just holding here beautifully. He's now going up to a second town center again. Just feeling like he's dealt enough damage.
It's crazy.
The villagers will be able to retreat through a wall.
It's crazy to me that he's got the villager advantage after all this.
Well, he has citadels and he's on 2 town centers. So in a way, imagine if he didn't take all this damage. That's where he'd be. The priests do manage to catch the Chimera, but only a little bit of damage will be done here.
Chimera does run away successfully. That extra Poseidon speed coming in, super clutch for these guys. So raiding Chimeras for Poseidon, yep, that's where it's at. And then, you know, Recon going up top now. The meteor should be quite devastating on this frontal base, but also, if you hit all the houses and whatnot, then you'll be generating a ton of militia, so you probably don't want that, actually. Maybe hit the TC instead with the bills.
It might be best to just use it straight onto the peltast here at the front.
Oh, where's that going? The buildings.
Oh,
he wants to help the Themista. Oh wait, the peltasts are getting blasted in the meantime, even as much as the buildings, but you know, this didn't actually do that much damage or create that many militia. We're having a day where Meteor just doesn't do all that much.
I mean, that's good though. If it killed the Themista here, the game would just be over. So we get to keep seeing these guys go at it. No heroic, no mythic age god powers remaining. Chariot Archer is going to be kiting up a storm. We see some Hippias charging in onto this position now, ready to start raiding Recon. The game is still very, very close at the moment.
Well, Polyphemus died without doing anything, but we've got Super Hippias Boyd. They have all the special upgrades, only really missing the armory stuff and Champion Cav. They're gonna be a pain to deal with,
where you
being taught.
You really need to have those spears out, or some camels. We are seeing camels starting to come in. The villagers are going to be trying to fight this off, but the Hippias are like basically healing themselves back up at this point. And Recon just loses nearly every single one of his villagers on that position.
Oh man, 76 to 53 villagers in favor of Themista. That is insanity. And Recon behind this has never been able to catch back his back town center for whatever reason, the main one. I'm not sure he's in a fantastic spot right now.
Resources. He's got full population. That's what he's got. So he needs to push this.
Oh wait,
he's going to be able to get potentially. He's potentially going to be able to get 4 to 2 town center advantage from having full population, while Mister's got nothing. But Mister's got the economy, and he just has to delay and get his units out. But these chariot archers, well, while having a population advantage, there's nothing that beats these at this point. They can just sit here and just snipe villagers, and Recon needs to kind of know this. He needs to put pressure on someone. He's got shifting sand. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have shifting sands. I'm silly. He's playing set, but didn't go through Dar, so no shifting sands. He can't push onto these back gold mines, but he does have a Phoenix going after them on the back. There is a Polito over here as well.
The Phoenix does get aggroed by her. And Themista gives up. He just knows he can't outplay the Bone Bow chariots, I guess. With several houses being destroyable as well by that annoying catapult, with Recon reclaiming his town centers. Themista doesn't see what we see, that in fact villager-wise he's okay. But I guess he just doesn't think he can kill all the chariots.
Yeah, killing off all these chariots. I mean, he's got the Hippias, which would be the answer, like those Thracian horse Hippias. If he can get those out in big enough number, yes, he can kill off the chariot archers. But Recon is, if he gets the forward town center and then he gets the back town center, the population is just going to be too much that at no point will Mr. be able to get those numbers, which then just means, well, the villagers will come back up to 100, and there's not going to be much that he can do here, I guess, at this point. But, you know, nonetheless here, Naka, we've got ourselves a series. It's 2-2. I think this means we have to go to another draft here as we're moving into game number 5.
Yes, for sure. We might go to game 7 as the prophecy has foretold.
And we are back with game number 5. The players have just redrafted. Therefore, we will be seeing some of the same gods again to finish up this series here in the bottom of the map, playing in the blue color as Hades. His name is Themista.
His opponent managing to equalize a series. This is probably the closest he's been to defeating Themista ever. It's Recon playing a set.
Yes, indeed. Ever in tournament with a big asterisk. Who knows how many times Recon's managed to take series of Mister in their practice sessions. These guys know each other's game like the back of their hand at this point. So there's no real, I don't know if I would love to ask Recon how many actual curveballs he threw at the Mister in this series, but so far he's been playing out of his mind, and Mister is just doing the Mister thus far.
Or maybe, Boyd, you get to ask him in the interview. You never know.
Maybe. Well, what are we seeing here, Naka? We're on the map Blue Lagoon. Is there anything here that's looking a little bit dicey for either of the player?
Not dicey, I think. Maybe the food for Recon's a little bit sparse, but he's set. He's fine. Set means he can bring home the animals that are further out and unsafe, like that elephant. And he can eat the elephant at home. He can grab a second TC. There's a relatively close by gold mine to that. This seems to be a really good setup to me, Boyd. As for Themista, he's got a similar situation, and in fact, if he gets a second TC close by, that secures a back gold mine. That's a dream situation. There's an elephant behind that. Oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah, this is very, very nice for the Mister. He's going to be getting exactly what he wants. Effectively here, the Mister has been really enjoying his semi-fast mythics off of 2 town centers. And with a map like this, berries, gold, wood, elephant, this is exactly what he needs. But does Recon notice this at all in the early stage of the game? I mean, he's going to see his own elephant behind his base. Does give an inkling that it could be the same for his, or it will be the same for his opponent. He does see on the map some town centers. The town center could be, actually probably will be on the other side. So maybe, just maybe, he could make some sort of a guess that this is the problem, that, or a problem that Mister can throw at him. So maybe a quick advance time, and maybe in for some Wadget shifting sand shenanigans. But Mister's already in the classical age. No fast Bolts of Erebus here for the Mister.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Wait, he's making a hero. He really wants to make sure that that town center, I guess, stays safe. Huh. That will be a big delay. Hestia's Harp is picked up as well, which will allow him to train villagers a little bit faster. Doesn't shave off a second, but it's something.
Yeah. I mean, the question, like, we got a question chat. Why a fast advance here from the Mister? Well, effectively, he wants to put the pressure on. If you advance late, then you're giving your opponent full control of the map. Mister, he loves the pressure. Put pressure onto your opponent and then make them make a mistake and then capitalize on it and build on that mistake. He is a player who, once he gets you into his grasp, he never lets go. And we see Anubis yet again here for Recon. Anubis is back on the table, guys. The Wadget meta is over. The Anubis meta has reborn.
There's a second Anubite as well, just like in the last time. Wait, there's a third one coming. They train so fast.
Yeah, you got to get them out. They're cheap and they're real strong. He's going to be moving forward, but the heroes are going to sit here waiting, watching, and this basically means that Recon, he's going to see this. He sees the heroes over there, but he can just go elsewhere on the map, like hit the gold mine, hit the wood line. He's going to be charging forward here.
Well, he can get his
unlike on the last game. Yeah, unlike on the last game, this Anubite, as we see the Plague of Serpents getting dropped down here, he's going to attempt to get some value with this.
Those snakes are gonna attack the villagers, right? Or are they just gonna sit there? Oh man, that's so unlucky.
A bit far away.
They don't do that much damage anyhow, but to do any damage at all.
They don't do anything. No, that was like one. They do 1 damage, maybe an attack, maybe less. But now Recon going after the oh, his Anubite is stuck.
I think Void is 0.5. And then it gets resisted, so
yeah, it's not much. It's not much at all. Oh.
Ajax almost died, but now they are in the wood line.
Yeah, he's getting some damage done, or idle time, I should say, in this main base. And now Mister says it's time. He's got his second town center. It's time to get himself that Vaults of Erebus technology. He's got his base set up, and he's going to be in a good spot here. Recon, on the other hand, his own second town center through. Obelisks now starting to come through into the center of the map. Minotaur. Anubite gonna just jump out of here and up onto the top here. We will be seeing Anubite getting sniped down. There he goes. He's out of there.
Oof.
And this these raids here, they've been getting some good value done, but in the end, it does end up getting shut down. But this also means that Recon, behind all of this, has just gotten basically whatever he wants.
He got some idle villager time. It's something, and you know he's getting to wall up his second TC. He's playing with these outer gold mines. Don't tell me he's getting a third town center. Oh boy.
He's getting a third town center here, Nako.
Thanks for sharing. Well, what's better than 2 town centers, I guess? Let's see if Themista has the same thinking. I think he typically likes to go heroic, though.
This is something that I think Chemo did versus Grass and Groom, actually, in the 3rd, 4th place match. Where he went for a really quick 3rd town center, and he was able to build on that advantage and then just become unstoppable. Now, it was a completely different map, and even, I think, a different matchup as well, maybe. But...
True.
Makes a lot of sense here, especially with those Anubites just controlling all the map.
Oh, wait. Themista is even getting, like, Watchtower. It's not that expensive in Retold, but it's, like, part of the way to a next town center. Something to think about.
Watchtower's here for the Mister, just saying, all right, if you want to walk close to me, you're going to take some damage. But Recon's sitting out the back saying, I don't mind taking damage, I got priests. Oh, he runs, he jumps in. He has to pull back. Again, moving up onto the left side of the map, there is one little cheeky Ajax over here.
Very peaceful indeed, but not for much longer as Aphrodite is coming in. Curse will be available to perhaps turn his Danubites into piggies. But Recon is having other thoughts. He's getting Sekhmet right now. There's a lot of barracks for someone that's gone Anubis, right? So perhaps maybe we'll see Spearmen and Slingers or something like that.
Well, it's just still seeing these villagers getting pushed around. Mr. Very quick to react to all of this. He hasn't really lost anything, but he is losing gather time every time these start to come through. On the back here, we have Mr. grabbing that back food, back elephant, and all the good stuff over there as well. Yeah, so the way the curse works is it's based off of resources. It can hit myth units, it can hit human units, it can't hit heroes. So an Anubite is effectively worth 250 resources, and a curse does 800 resources worth of damage. So yes, he can kill off some of these bad boys. Just take a look at the map for a second here from Recon's perspective. He's got so much vision. He's got red dots everywhere at the moment.
I love that he's making all these obelisks. That's great.
Yeah, and do you see an immediate fortress here for the Mister? Does the Mister know about a 3rd town center? He doesn't even know about the 2nd town center.
Oh boy.
He's sitting in his base doing next to nothing here.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to go out because of the Anubites always being a constant threat, so the heroes have to stay home. And it is what it is, right? Like, maybe you can pick some off now?
Oh, he does snipe one Anubite now. A couple of those barracks units going to be coming through, and there's that curse. Mister wants to get a little bit of pressure on. He will be seeing the town center on the front here.
See if he can steal the pigs. That's almost all of them. Good enough. It's a really good curse, boy. Also, Sekhmet will be finishing up, and Recon's pump can truly begin.
But yeah, I think that right now, Mister, I mean, he's already got this. He's already going Mythic Age. His Precure and Artemis is coming through. Serpent Spear on the way. Sekhmet on the way. But Recon looks like he's going into nearly pure barracks units. He can go for the Slings of the Sun Slingers, but he doesn't have that Electron Bullets tech to boost them into all Oblivion. So they're not going to be that strong. It might be better to just drop those Migdals and go for Chariot Archers.
Yeah, you would have the Bone Bow upgrade for them. We've seen how well he can play with that before. So maybe that's what he should be doing. Oh, but Chiron actually is Centaur raiding here. Finding some villagers that are gathering pumpkins of all things. Didn't expect that. I guess the kitchen knives.
This thing actually does hit very, very hard here. He's getting a lot of villager kills. Finally realized it's time to retreat away. There is a Nemean Lion in hot pursuit here. We'll get a bit of a stun to chase these down. Spearmen through. I'm going to be able to take the Chiron out. And all the villagers will go down to the Nemean Lion, though, as I think this is a completely fine trade here for the Themista.
Absolutely, that was worth it. He's now getting his Pegasus. Pretty much ready to go for the Artemis business. Defending against the Scarab will be no problem. The Fortress and the TC have plenty of firepower against the other units. Just needs to get a good Earthquake. Definitely can't get the Citadel and the Barracks. There's just too much stuff there. But maybe the back TC, maybe the main TC. One of those. Well, Recon's had enough. He's making elephants. He wants to siege this down. No mythic in sight because of this. He's spending all the food after all.
Yeah, but this is a big push now going to be coming in, and I don't know how many units really at the moment the Themista's got. Recon's got full population here. I don't know where the rest of his army is. You see a Pegasus coming through.
Oh.
It's not going to get sniped down in time as the Earthquake does manage to come through. But yet again, this is basically just a town center kill and a handful of houses.
A Zom?
Meanwhile, restoration coming in. The Zom coming through.
That's
the
Zom
units
too.
are very plentiful here. Can Mr. hold? I don't know if Mr. can hold this push.
Maybe with the Zoms. Doesn't look impossible. He could make also Perseus to get rid of the Scarab and individual elephants every now and then. It's looking good, boy. It's looking good.
It is. This town center is going to be falling very quickly, but the problem here for Recon is he needs his houses back up. Losing that town center has really stunted this push. Hoplites coming through to try and deal with the elephants. Villagers repairing it back up. Will it be enough? The Scarab is still going to town. Town center is down here, Naka.
Oh boy. That was close. If Perseus had just been out a few seconds sooner, that would have been a very different situation, but alas, this is where we are. Mr. has to rebuild. Recon could take a 4th TC if he so desired, and he does. He also is rebuilding back home. A bunch of houses and whatever to remake, but no big deal. 4 TCs, 100 villagers. He can do this all day.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so much production. The only thing he's really missing is upgrades, and they're slowly starting to come through. But the Themista, he's still in front on score, Naka. He's still got quite a bit of army here that is going to get very, very strong very, very quick. He's getting himself that Shafts of Plague tech. He's even getting plow in for his farms. Lots of villagers on favor here to produce. The problem is he's only got 2,700 gold left, and Recon, he sees literally everything on the map.
Certainly can surprise the man. Do you think it's maybe time for Gastrophiles? With all these slingers, is that too risky?
I don't know if he can get them out though. Like he needs like 3 or 4 fortresses. He doesn't even have one.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have one fortress. How is he gonna get them?
Losing that original one was a pain, and then not having a good gold mine to go to next is gonna be a problem. This one is about to expire. Recons on all the other ones. He's just boxed in. I can't find a thing that he could do.
I mean, the best hope here is get to another restoration, push out to another gold mine.
That could do it, but I think we're in the spot where Recon is saving up for the 2nd Citadel. He's gonna have fortified town centers soon enough as well. And he's clicked up Horus.
And Horus is on the way.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Horus on the way, and that means Tornado to clean up a whole bunch of these units as well, which Mr. doesn't have the gold to replace here. Mr. is also losing units on the retreat path here. He's in a very, very difficult position.
That's to say the least, and if Recon does win this, he's just one game away from winning Wrath of the Gods. Which is actually a good thing, despite what it sounds like. Hey, this is a good fight for the
army actually going down, yeah. This is the type of fight he absolutely needs. Half the units moving up to the top side as you do see some hoplites trying to take down a Migdal, but maybe a little bit of an overreaction. Peltas moving up to the top side of the map. Mr. is trying to make something happen at the moment.
Well, Recon cleans up 2 of the 3 armies, but the main one is really the one that's a little bit tougher. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue trying to clean this up, especially with Horus hitting. The Tornado could just swoop up every single unit here, especially once Recon groups up his entire army again. And now's the time for that gold mine swap. Just 600 gold left in Themista's last gold mine. There's certainly no room for trade attempts to make it work the hard way.
Yeah, well, I mean, Themista here, he's trying to break through on the left side. He's got units coming in, but Tornado can just get dropped down here very, very shortly. Themista's spreading his army out yet again to try and limit the damage, but he's got no gold in the bank. He's got no units in the bank. He's got a very, very strong Spearman army going to be coming through very shortly with greatest of the 50 already queued up and champion Spearman here.
Yeah.
Tornado getting dropped down straight onto that army as it all just gets demolished. No town center going to go down, but now Myster is down to 140 population. On the top here, we see a little bit of an attack on the Migdol, but Recon's already got himself boiling oil. That's not going to be doing anything.
My game has frozen up, so I'm watching your stream now, Boyd. Just letting you know. You take
advantage me for once. This has never happened before. We're also going to be seeing that Spear of Horus tech coming through as well. Villagers going to be diving into the town center. Mister's got very, very little remaining in this one, as the Spearmen are just such a big problem to deal with.
All those upgrades working together. So good. Even Axe of Vengeance coming. Wow.
Somehow Mister's and he's not holding here, but he's still alive, and that's going to be him saying, I've had enough in this game. No gold left. No real chance. I mean, the only thing he could really do is mass out a whole bunch of Chimera at this point with the food. Like, they cost food, right? Yes. Yes, they cost 350 food. So he could mass out those to build up some population, but Recon, too strong, too much gold control, too much power, and all of a sudden, Recon is one game away from not only winning Wrath of the Gods here, but also dethroning the Themista. Solid game here from Recon. Well played.
That is such a big deal, and Ree just needs one more. He's got a good draft as well behind this. I'm sure it's not entirely impossible that the Themista just goes down in the next game again. Just needs a good matchup on a good map. It's Themista's map pick though, so Recon doesn't get to decide everything.
No, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what they're going to pick. All right. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Themista.
Give me Ares or give me death. This man in the red can help me out, I think, with that. This is Recon playing as Poseidon.
And it's the map geezer at the moment. It's now going to be, well, it's match point. One more win for Recon. That's all he needs. It's in his grasp. All he has to do is take it. Just take it. But it just so happens that the boogeyman himself, the devil reincarnated, is there to stop him in this match.
Well, what do we say to
it's
death?
Not any regular devil, is it, Naka? It is the Mister with Loki. This is going to be very, very spicy as we see him drop that spy down on the Katoska boss, getting a lot of extra little bit of scouting information on the map.
That's right. This is not an easy matchup to begin with, but to do it against the Themista, ooh, man. Recon has experimented earlier with Ares as well as the early Hippospist, but didn't go so well. Let's see if this time around he's got another idea. We're about to find out as he's slapping down an early temple for a fast advance time. Of course, Poseidon can do this. You don't need to make a granary quick advance. Your lure is your granary. Maybe he'll do some hero harassment.
Indeed.
Maybe he's gonna go Hippospist again. I mean, we're gonna see.
Naka. Just take a quick look at this relic that's right behind Recon's base.
Okay. Some quick
If you
cav
thought
boys.
5.9 speed cavalry was fast, and then you thought the upgrade with spirited charge to 6.5 speed was fast, then what happens when you see 7 speed Hippias running around the map?
Oh, and we also have Hermes' winged sandals, so Atalanta can follow them around.
Also, maybe the Herser can follow them around as well. That could be a different way to go.
Oh, but for Themista, Tier Thing, Agantir Sword,
Oh, yes.
Lifesteal?
I mean, you just have to get those heroes out as fast as you can and start grabbing them, don't you?
Recon has seen it. He needs to go and grab it.
He's taking a late advance here to the classical age.
With
Now
Hermes.
advancing, Mr. has already got himself the Herser out, and it's going to be moving very quickly forward to grab this relic.
Ooh, the speed one first and then the regen next. I'm assuming he's seen it. Wait, let me check that. He does know about it. Oh. The next Hershey
Recon, on the other hand, doesn't. So in terms of, I mean, Recon kind of did this to himself in a way. He saw the relic. He could have got the hero. Maybe he didn't see the relic. I don't know. He could have got the hero out much faster. He could have grabbed that one, but
too late.
not going to be happening here. And he still hasn't seen his Dwarven horseshoes. The gods have really come down and said, "Hey, Poseidon, I got some for you." And then, well, obviously Loki goes, "I got 2 little somethings for you."
Don't tell me he's gonna pick the bridle of Pegasus. I'm gonna lose my mind. I've got an upgrade for that.
I mean, it's worth resources. Why get the upgrade when you can just get the relic? Wait, where is this Theseus going?
No,
Where's Recon?
Recon.
Oh, nope,
That's the
he's found
wrong
it.
relic. No.
Just go back home and then drop it off and then pick the other one up. It's fine.
This is a disaster, boy. I think we might have ourselves a setup for the Game 7. There's the prophecy as
Atalanta's got it. It's fine. Atalanta's got it. It's all good.
At least we got the Cav relic, that's right. I did tell you guys the script says Game 7. Never doubt me again.
And Mr. is trying to send that Herser around to steal the relic, but he is too little, too late.
So much pain.
Speedy Herser versus Speedy Hippias. How these two go 6.5 and then Spirited Charge. Oh,
Just these poor
I mean, what would you
hippies
rather?
are. They're not gonna win. They don't have any armor, and then the Hersier are life stealing now.
It's not about winning. It's about sending a message.
That's what Yodesla's notifications say.
And look at this. Now he can start catching out on these Herser out of nowhere. And oh, look at this micro from Recon. He's doing everything he can to try and not have the units bump into each other. He's going to be close to being able to take it out, but a couple of these Herser now pushing in onto this spot, and Recon might need to retreat away from him. He's going to be hanging out. No, Mr. says, all right, I don't want to take the fight either. Let me pull all the way back home. He saves his Herser, but some damage has surely been done here.
Trouble is, the damage on Recon is permanent, whereas the Hersier are healing up by the healing spring. Having a good time over there.
Well, it's kind of permanent. Lord of Horses is in.
Wait, a second Townsend? What? Recon? How are you going to secure your second gold mine?
Who needs gold when you have Hippias? Just run the Hippias around. That's right. Just run them in. Just get villager kills.
They're 6.5 speed. And this is before Spirited Charge.
Yeah. The Herser are 5.6 speed, so everyone's zooming. And if this isn't anything to say about a game, like, why not just give everyone an extra 2 speed in the game? We can all zoom.
Yeah.
If everyone zooms, no one's zooming. Am I right?
Maybe the game will be just better like that. I don't know.
Could be.
It's worth trying.
Where's my modders? Make it happen.
This is already going for the armory. He knows he doesn't want to engage us in the classical age. After all, advancing to heroic is a free upgrade for your Hersier, like as if it was a line upgrade. Why not just go and grab it? That's right.
But Recon here, I mean, he still can just run around and find villager kills. He's just got to figure out now those the Hippias do actually get somewhat line of sight with that Lord of Horses tech, as well as getting that regen in. But you can just walk into or ride into Mister's base and just try and get some villager kills. The berries here at the back, the pumpkins, that's an open spot there, but he has to find it.
He might just now. But you know, meanwhile, Mister went out and killed a bunch of animals, gathered the favor from them, and got an Harrier spawn. So that's pretty insane. Actually, the Harrier is now in the base of Recon's. Blowing a horn.
Hello there. What is he doing here?
He's announcing himself.
What are you doing? Why are you here? It's actually a really, really big unit to just have.
Why did he
not
send him
really
in?
running around with you. Oh, wait, he's gonna get a villager kill. No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He got a villager kill. How do you get a villager kill there?
I have
How does
no
that
idea.
happen?
Just walk
Anyways,
right past Atalanta.
Recon's already going up through Dionysus. He's gone 2 town centers and he's going up through Dionysus. Mister, on the other hand, here, he doesn't know there's a town center up. So he doesn't know what to expect. He's just sitting in his base, just holding.
So
Bargain coming through.
Bronze Hippospist might be actually able to deal with this nonsense.
I think they will.
Do you think Recon has figured it out?
Yeah, you just got to get the speedy Hippias and just make Mr. terrified to leave his base.
His brain is so big. I love it. Chat's talking with the thyroid. you guys.
Yeah, straight to the thyroid. Just three fortresses in your main base to defend any sort of aggression, and then straight to the mythic age for thyroid.
That's it. That's the strat. You got it.
I mean, you still got to be scared of this. There's so many Hersa here just spamming.
Yep.
And then look at the favor. So there's one problem with this pacifist sort of situation, and that's that while the pacifists counter the Hersa are generating trolls in terms of favor, and the trolls will kill off those pacifists very, very fun.
Yeah, all these battle boars and then flaming weapons itself. It just keeps being this death loop of generating favor, man.
Yeah, and Mr. Still not 100% sure what Recon's doing. He doesn't know there's a second town center. He might think there is, but he doesn't know for certain here.
Just checking his view. I mean, he's known about the location because of good scouting, but hasn't actually seen what happened there. Got a lot of production up and adding in a little bit of Jarl, knowing that, yeah, he's indeed going to have to deal with the Hippospist. The Hershey are not that much lower than the Hippeus, but they certainly are being kept back because of this. Battle Boar number 3 is out, and I think somebody just summoned something. Oh, a troll.
Yeah, so many battle boars out. And this is also another difficulty to deal with, but Recon is in the heroic age now, so at least he's got the third hero to help deal with all of this. The Hersa coming through for Themista, as he will spot this town center is up, and I mean, how far behind does he think he is at this moment in terms of economy? Because stats wise, it's 20 villages. But 26 Hersa are out. Those things are technically villages as well. So it's not as they're generating favor. So you know, that's extra economy.
Nothing to scoff at.
Favor is a resource. Favor is economy.
Well,
is he getting 15 favor per minute? 150 resources per minute? That's a lot.
and they can make myth units themselves, so villagers in that way too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're seeing a fortress coming up onto this side. There will be access to ceasefire if need be. Mr. has a big timing here to make something happen. As the Herso charging in, I think he just ceasefire this, but he's going to be dropping the bronze. Flaming weapons now coming through for the Mr. And there's the ceasefire.
Well, that's gonna ceasefire his own bronze, unfortunately. So
yeah, that's going to be.
Ideally, you ceasefire first and then use bronze. Rather than this, Recon's not in the best of positions. This also is going to slow down his fortress from coming up. And then his bronze is not going to last throughout all of flaming weapons, which is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, but, I mean, he can garrison into that fortress and then sort of run away. And then if he loses the fortress, he gets all the militia. As an idea.
There is an idea with that. That's true. Not a bad one.
But he just needs to delay here, basically.
Oh god, the militia are disappearing
right now. And the militia are gone. There's villagers here to help out. This is the big fight. This is what Recon needs to hold here. The Politer is trying to do what she can. Atalanta is in to charge in onto those back trolls there. But the population looks like it's heavily favoring the Mr. here. As all those throwing axemen cleaning up everything on the back. The Herso charging forward. The battle ball's bucking around. And it's looking like Recon will not be able to hold here. He's going to lose all these villages as well. Trying to shank down, but it is too little too late. And the Mr. claims a very, very satisfying game number 6 win. And we're going to a decider here, ladies and gentlemen.
There were a bunch of hippispists here, but looking at that total military resource value, they were going up a hill, maybe a mountain. Damn, that is a big, big differential there, and obviously they couldn't make it work. Not through flaming weapons and whatnot.
Yeah, geez, that's a lot of difference, to say the very least, at the end. But I think what you said was right. It should have been... Obviously, I think he uses bronze to force the flaming weapons, so then he can ceasefire. But I think just ceasefiring in general, while Mr. was stuck at 175 pop, means he can't produce anymore. Recon wasn't there. Recon needed to get full pop bronze and try and hold. And he just was not even close to that military-wise. I mean, he does have 138 units at that point, but he needed to get up to beyond 50 there because his units are only costing 2 pop. And this was mostly costing 3 there. But nonetheless, and you heard it here, it was said on this day, there would be a best of 7. And it would be between 2 of the greatest Age of Mythology players currently playing in the top. It's one of them. He is playing in the blue color. And his name is the Mr. He's also a Zeus.
On the other side, he's certainly the other player. He's certainly a top player. He's also red. This is Recon playing as Kronos.
And yes, we've already seen a bolt coming down from the heavens to strike Recon's Oracle.
I bet
damage has already been dealt. Maybe he did. Maybe that's Well, Naka, you're alluding to it earlier. This is a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake. And it's a 2 large gold mine Ghost Lake. What does this actually mean? What is this? This is crazy.
It means pain, Boyd. Somebody is gonna get hurt here, and we're gonna watch and enjoy their pain, as it's gonna be so difficult to get a second gold mine secured. It's over there in Narnia, man. So far out from the mains, and they'll have to
Just
go there.
The closet.
What's that?
Just go through the closet.
Oh, that's the trick.
To get to Narnia?
Well, yeah. Oranos can do something like that, but we have Kronos here. That's trouble.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wonder. It's a bit of a wait.
Wonder?
I thought for a second there.
We're going there too? I'd love that.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, that would be one way to end the tournament. Like Wrath of the Gods ending with a Titan into Wonder War. I'm here for it.
Well, nonetheless, Athena on the way here very, very quickly for the Mysta. He's going to be getting out his hero straight away. He looks like he might be trying to get a town center. If he goes for that bottom left town center towards that gold mine, he secures not just the gold mine, but he's also got Hunt behind it and a Caribou pack. Could be really nice for him. If we take a look at what Mr. sees, he hasn't quite spotted that just yet. So he might see it later. We'll have to wait and see. But Recon, he's going through Prometheus. And look at this. Oracles are now coming out. I mean, he's already lost one, so we might need to get a few of these to really start getting anything sort of cooking here. He's deciding not to go for that forward time shift that we see so much.
Quick look at his relics. Is he interested in this one? Girdle of Hippolyta. That's what he's going for, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, straight across the map here to grab that Girdle of Hippolyta. That's so good for him. Keep it away from the Chronos. Keep it away from the Terma. Keep it away from the Arcus. It's very, very nice.
You also got a Titan's Treasure. That's going to be very nice for age jumping. Ring of the Nibelung, also for a little bit of gold trickle. I think these discount relics are rather important in these limited gold mine scenarios as well.
Yeah, it's all... Any little bit helps here as the Minotaur is going to be wandering forward, trying to hit some oracles and everything, but it looks like Recon, his base is too safe. This beautiful back forest, nice placement on the mana. Everything is going to be hunky-dory, as they say down under.
The what now? Teach me your ways.
Hunky-dory. Hunky-dory.
I've heard this in movies, actually. Okay. This is not new to me. I feel happy now.
Yeah, right, fantastic. All right, well, we do see that Mystery goes for that far second town center, but this town center doesn't really secure anything.
Side question, is the Bob's Your Uncle thing also Australian or is that American?
It's Australian. Everything weird, any weird phrase you hear, any sort of simile you hear that makes no sense, then yeah, that's Australian.
Cool.
Right, now Recon's going to be gearing up to get his own second town center as both players are kind of agreed. Let's just get a little bit of a boom happening here.
On this map of all things. Wow.
Yeah, and the double military academy coming up straight after this. I am a little surprised on that. Just like, I feel like I say, if you see one town or two town center coming your way as the Atlantean, you can just say, no worries, let me just build my 10 oracles, my 7 oracles, whatever, however many oracles you want, and then just start throwing them at your opponent. And just say, losing Promethean gives you resources back as well when you're Chronos, not just a little bit, but just throw them at your opponent and you get such an advantage, especially when the gold mines are as they are right now. But I imagine now Recon going to town center, this almost allows Mr. to just go heroic age behind this to town center.
Yes,
fast heroic is missing resources, but he can move those goats up to the top right if is necessary.
Which would be very practical because it saves you from moving to a new spot again or even back to the main. That would be not very practical. But making hoplites, that's expensive business, Boyd. Can Mr. actually make use of these buildings? I think he just pre-made them for the later game, right?
Maybe. I mean, he's getting Sarissa. He's got 1 or 2 hoplites out just to make sure he's got something to defend himself. I mean, one thing that I wouldn't mind seeing from kind of both players is securing a gold mine nice and early. We see this a lot of the time by players like Kavoth and maybe even Magic to some degree, but you can move forward, put a wall down, grab this gold mine where the Mermilla are sitting. Or on the bottom here, we see some nice little raids coming in onto these citizens here. Recon got to retreat away. He does have that Valor. He's going to be dropping that down.
Very nice
Watches
save.
it out.
That was beautiful.
But he was a little bit aggressive on that one. Like I said, get onto that gold mine here and put a mana down next to it. Get some units over there to support it, and he's going to be in a good spot.
Risky, but I mean, that was a clutch play, certainly. Mr. brought home 3 relics so far. He needs every little bit of help, he guesses. And I'm certain he can make use of that.
Big little raid coming in. Big little raid. What does that even mean? A little raid coming in here to try and take out this position. That Minotaur starting to shank back. We've got those hero citizens in. That's going to be a big amount of damage there.
Hoplites down to 14 health. An easy pick for the Cairo Ballista if microed. Let's see if that can be... There we go. There's the hit. Nice. Oh my god, how many flips can this Promethean do in one go? That's a skill right there.
Yeah, but this damage here so far from the Themista, it looks like it's been relatively well dealt with, as just a couple of Murmillo heroes going to be coming over onto this position here to defend. And the main base here for Themista, he's got himself the armory. He's already thrown down a couple of farms onto the goats, and he's clicking up through, you guessed it, Apollo. He's going to start looking towards building. I've got a guess that he's going to be wanting to make some Manticore in this matchup.
All right. You know, I would have thought that he's going to go Dionysus for the bronze, but I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. That's fine. Manticore spam is really something that Themista likes, and then he likes his big underworld plays. He likes his Hoplite Peltast mix. And considering that you want to spam Hoplites, Cairo Ballista will be nullified by Peltas, that's for sure. So basically you'll be forced into your own Murmillo against this kind of stuff. But Murmillo don't have a lot of pierce armor, right? So the Peltas actually are not terrible in that situation either.
Totally, but yep, he's now seeing the Hyperion, so no real surprises there either. One of the big advantages of going through Apollo on this specific map is now you've got an underworld. Now you can potentially steal a gold mine from your opponents or secure your own in a difficult position. Also, you can potentially use it to avoid an implode, though I'm yet to see that executed.
It blocks garrison. You can't.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Right, well.
It's very sad.
No,
I tried it before in DM. I thought I'll cry on the spot. I just had my army there already. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna pop back through. No, you're not, says the game.
Do it just before, like you predict the Ancestors Eclipse and you click the ceasefire before they click Ancestors Eclipse. You got to do that, but with an implode.
Now that's next level.
There you go.
That's all we need to do. Because, you know, with something like Frost, you just hug your underworld. You stay nearby just so that you can click through before the animation goes through. That works. Not implode.
A little sneaky snipe on the villagers there. Killed in a hero citizen as the units are starting to push forward. Caraballas is still sitting on the back there. A little bit scary to engage over onto them.
Well, the hoplites are blocking the way for now, but I think there's enough weak citizens here, Boyd, that another kill or two is not unrealistic at all. There's one.
Yeah, and Restoration coming down as well here as the Themista is trying to force something out. Recon not going to be biting on it at the moment. The Caraballas is still sitting in the back, still doing some good damage. Satyr coming through here as well, and it looks like Mr. may have overstayed his welcome ever so slightly on this position as the Jason and Heracles charging down to try and take out the Satyr. Bolt comes down there.
Second bolt of all things. That's cool. Heavy infantry is in, but this is not enough stuff to beat what Recon has right now. The thing is, though, the macro behind this. Themista is not that far behind Recon in terms of like villager numbers.
No.
And the Greek villagers are more population efficient. So this is actually good stuff for the Themista. He just needs to back up. He needs to remake his heroes and try again later.
Exactly. Well, Recon is realizing Peltas now in. He's got to have an army to deal with this. He's making some Contarius out. He does have a healthy well, he had a healthy amount of satyr, but it looks like he's only got, oh, there he is. He's got 3 in the back. That's going to be big help for him. And Mr. is just continuing to pester this position over here.
Citizens once again getting low. Only a handful of units getting chaos, so the duration on this is gonna be absolute nonsense. The Peltas are murdering each other. Wow, they chose death, man.
Yeah, that was a great chaos. Using it on less units at the moment, it seems to be the better call here. And now the very immobile army of the Themista is going to start getting greeted by those speedy Contarius moving around the map. One thing that Mr. has not secured yet is this top gold mine. It's completely open for raids moving forward. We're going to see a 3rd town center getting dropped. Contarius raid, 3rd town center goes down. Really, really smart play. The hoplites have got to get up there and defend this. No fortress just yet for the Themista is a big, big weakness.
To the Themista spots these villagers, he can cause some serious trouble. There's 4 citizens here to kill, but then again, his own villas are in trouble against the Contarius, and Recon positions them super nicely. Themista not immediately reacting, but there is actually the underworld. He can send through the villagers, he can bring back the army, and kind of have both positions under control. Moving through to the next gold mine here is an option.
And it looks like the hoplites managed to come down and deny that town center as it was just about finished. Population differential is very, very close now as the villagers are going to be pulling out.
They're certainly trying, but they're much slower than the hoplites. 4.9 speed on these bad boys versus 3.8. But the big fight kind of necessitates, I think, Themista to respect the army.
Yeah,
he'll be back.
The thing is that every little bit of this delay that's happening, and Recon needs to be getting some serious damage done, is Mr. just getting ahead. You already touched on it. The differential in civilian unit count right now is very minuscule, which does favor the Greek player.
Yeah, guys, just take a look at the gather rates and divide them by the population count. That's 1 and 2. It does not check out in favor of, of Recon at all.
Yes, Palace is up, but Palace looks like it's going to be getting torn down here as the hoplites are still just distracting down on the bottom of this army. This Palace here is a big thing here for Recon to try and secure his 3rd town center.
The one thing that's going here still for Recon is the quad satyr use, but then, I mean, that 2nd restoration is brutal, man.
Yeah,
what's he going to do about this?
So strong. And there's 3 heroes out as well for the Themista here. Odysseus can take out the satyr. Everything else can go after this as well. The hoplites incredibly strong on the back.
Recon has the resources. He doesn't have the army. The production is also very, very tiny and far away. Holding this position is definitely a pipe dream. His palaces will be going down, and the citizens are not particularly safe either. They should be evacuating.
And now Recon has got no army left. He's got almost no gold mine left as well. The left side with only 2,000 gold left in it. If Mr. just controls this top side, very, very tough for him. Another palace is attempting to come up on the back here, but these hoplites, they don't care about buildings. They will tear them down in an instant here.
Chat wants to have Recon change his god and make a sky passage. I'm sure he would love to right now, but these villagers are stuck. Help him get out of here, but there's no one. There's no one to help. Oh. Did he delete them?
Oh, behind this though, Recon does click up through Atlas. So he's found something, but he's lost a whole bunch of citizens. He's getting some revenge raids here, and this is what he needs to keep himself in this game. So some big revenge raids to distract the Themista, get Mythic Age, use that implode, find some sort of an advantage moving forward here.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
The Themista just comes through. He's defending the vills. They're not going down. Not even close. Hera is not coming in just yet, so there's still one more hope for Recon. It's implode. Let's see what he can do with that. If he kills all the villagers, if he catches the army, maybe then.
You see the fortress is up now, so that means Hera will be coming through, which means Lightning Storm, which means even if you kill off all the army of the Themista, Themista can potentially kill off all the army of Recon, and we're equal again.
It will be implode way before Lightning Storm. So there's definitely an opportunity here. But it needs to be soon.
Well, deconstruction on the fortress as the Contarius need to kind of roam around here. Still looking for that damage. It's a little bit of a attempt at harassing that bottom gold mine. It's gone. Recon, he kind of needs to start a trade route here. He needs to get the top gold mine as well, but both players might need to consider starting a trade route. This could be everyone losing every unit they've got with god powers, and then there's just no gold left to build the army anymore.
The markets will decide their fate.
There's the Mythic Age, and Mister, he goes, hang on, I gotta spread my army out, right?
Good, sir.
Does he go for the main base? What's he going for? The villas are coming. Everyone's coming right now.
Boys and the girls here. The Themista goes through the underworld preemptively. Oh my god. The TC is shooting at the villas, taking them down left and right. Mista's microing it to make sure it's doing exactly that. And there's a second group of hoplites going for the main town center. They're menacingly gonna go after that. Lightning Storm will be available for defense as he's not getting it in the front TC, of course. There's no good target for Implode.
That's no good target for Implode at all. The hoplites here do get distracted off just a little bit. So a little bit of time has been bought as the Contarius is coming down to try and secure this gold mine, but Fortress almost finishing up on that spot. Still a ways away from getting another deconstruction onto this bottom position here.
Towers and the TC getting some fighting done, but here comes the Lightning Storm and Recon is scurrying out of here. Will that be enough? The villagers are getting blasted from space by Zeus himself. Hera told him to do it. And she's the boss, we all know it.
Mister's just playing around this implode so insanely well now. He's got army at the top side of the map. He's got army in the middle of the map. And he's just stretching Recon so thin. Recon's got no gold income. He's got a couple of Contarius at the top gold mine, but Mystery is sending units down there to check that out.
Well, it's just Contarius. There's 0 gold income right now for Recon, although he does have some villagers assigned to gold. They're just moving up there. I don't think they're gonna make it, boys. This fortress is handling itself for the most part.
Yep. Odysseus gets taken out. Villagers will go down next. You see the town center attempting to get shot up here for Recon to attempt to secure this position a little bit, but maybe it's time to just drop that implode.
Oh,
it's a long ways away, and those villages are all falling. The citizen count for Recon looks brutal at the moment, as we've also got Mr. saying time for some Medusa, Odysseus, and everything else here.
Yes, Mass Medusa is such a good tool. I'm not sure we're gonna get to see it in action, Boyd. As Themista is going to be your Wrath of the Gods champion, taking down Recon in this beautiful Game 7. Man, what a time to be alive, as you would say.
Oh my god. Themista, he's done it again. That's his 3rd straight S-tier tournament victory, and he's done it through thick and thin in this one. He's got the injury, he's got all of the world against him, it seems, but he's managed to take everyone out. Recon pushes him to the brink, but in the end, his Zeus claims victory, sits on the throne, and he takes the dub. What a game here. What a game. What a series. What a tournament, Naka.
What a tournament indeed. Themista and Recon once again delivering one of these super epic finals. I do wish they could have used Implode. That would have been a little nicer, but hey, everything that we could have expected from this, we pretty much got. Themista just played his heart out here to get that big W. And Recon has gotten super, super close this time. Maybe next time Themista actually gets the shake, but 2024 is Themista's year. Nobody's gonna doubt that. The next Greek god DLC is gonna be Themista. That's great. I love that.
That's it. That's it. GG. I mean, what a time. It's all on. That's it. Well played.
We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.